right? But before that, before you even understand the explanations to the quiz today, I will help you understand TFNG as a concept. We'll just do a few sample examples and then we'll get to doing the quiz. Okay, Siddharth, we sent the email this morning, this afternoon at 1 a.m. You also got reminders on Instagram to take the quiz. Okay, no worries. Sorry, no worries. No worries if you missed our email. Just make sure you keep tracking our emails or Instagram alerts from now on. Right? Okay, so again, as a ritual, I will introduce myself before every masterclass, before the start of every masterclass. I introduce myself, right? And we're streaming this live on YouTube as well. So, anybody who's watching us live on YouTube, welcome to this class. Okay, quick ground rules. I'm going to keep this session very short. I'm going to wrap it up within 45 minutes, right? And I want the class to have focus on learning rather than passing irrelevant or inappropriate comments. Okay, make sure you stay until the end. Make sure you gather as much as possible. And also, I'll give you some special bonuses if you stay until the end, right? Those are the quick ground rules. About my introduction, most of you have seen me on Instagram, on YouTube, and also in our master classes. Just a quick introduction. We started out in 2018. We teach mostly IELTS to students, and we've helped about close to 1,000 students, 1,000 paid customers, and we've reached more than 25,000 students through our app, right? That's about us. I am trained by IDP. My name is Aparna, and I take care of the teaching part here: listening, reading, writing, speaking, and grammar. All of these sections is what I cover. And we are also active on the social media platforms. So if you are someone who has not followed us yet on Instagram and YouTube, please make sure you follow us there, because on Instagram, we do these quizzes sometimes. The one that we did today, you get these alerts. Sometimes I do Instagram live, or sometimes you just receive tips and words of the day, right? On YouTube, we conduct live sessions called guided newspaper practice. If you are not aware of them, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, because the guided newspaper class aims to improve all your fundamentals, your vocabulary, your speaking, your reading, and your listening. Okay, so if you are not following us yet on the guided newspaper front, please do so. We conduct these live classes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Okay, so you can follow us there or take a look at the recordings if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Okay, that's about our social media. On the mobile app, we have a bunch of free resources as well, and we organize students into various free batches. We also have some paid programs. They are called evaluation services. But on the app, mostly what you receive is alerts like these: alerts for classes, alerts for the challenges that we give you, a free download, a free video for you to watch. These are some resources that you get. So if you haven't downloaded the app yet, please do so. You will be added to a free batch soon. That's how the app goes, right? And I also, if you want to look at our paid services, these are there on our app store as well, the store tab of the app. You will find these paid programs. So the paid programs mostly focus on writing and speaking evaluations and the live classes. So I'll talk about this at the end of the session. Okay, right, great. So about true false not given now, I'm getting started with today's agenda, which is true false and not given. Okay, so remember that I will discuss what I gave you as practice today after I'm done with this explanation. Okay, that with that you will be able to understand your mistakes even better, rather than just doing a session with explanations. Okay, so for people who are new, you might not understand what true, false, and not given means, right? So you are given a passage, you are given a bunch of questions, and you are supposed to identify whether the statement in the question matches with that of the passage, whether it is contradicting, or whether it is not given at all. So, this is what you're supposed to identify. So, when is the statement exactly true? So, the statement is true when the sentence is exactly matching with that of the passage. By this, I mean your meaning is exactly the same or is just reworded. That's all. Okay. This is how the true answer looks like. Your answer is false when the statement in the question contradicts that, as in, it is exactly the opposite of what the passage is telling you, or it is wrong. The question statement is incorrect. Data wise, or some kind of information, it's contradicting or is just misrepresented. But in both these cases, you will find that the question statement is present somewhere in your passage. That is true and false. Now, is this clear to all of you and to the audience that is watching me on YouTube? All of you are clear? Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Great. Yes. All of you are clear. Great. Jitin, Sandeep, Abhishai, Amanda, Chinmay, Bhupinder, John C, Siddharth. Right. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Subhina Maya. Nice. Yes. So that's about true and false. So in both cases, your information is present in some form, either the same way or it's misrepresented. Now, when is your answer exactly not given? Now, this is tricky. The answer is not given when you have no idea about or you don't find this information exactly in the passage. Okay. Now, this may look theoretical. Let me just explain this with a very simple example. Let's take this example. Okay. So, if you have the passage saying glass is empty. Okay, the passage says that the glass is empty. Now, when the question statement says that the glass does not contain anything, right, the glass is filled with nothing, it is basically the same thing. You are saying that the glass is empty in just another way, right? Correct. It may be paraphrased. Okay, so that's when the answer is true. But when is it false? It's false, again, a very simple explanation. It's false when the question statement says that the glass is full, the glass is half full, the glass is 10% full. All these are incorrect statements. It is still talking about glass, it is still talking about whether the glass is filled or not, right? These are the two things that the question statement is still talking about, and it is incorrect. So the data here is incorrect. So here it is 0%, here it's probably 70% or 10% or whatever that is. It will still be false. When is it not given? When is this statement not given? Let me tell you this. When the passage says that the glass is full, okay, imagine this is your passage now. Okay, I'm just interchanging the text here. Imagine this is your passage, and let's do another question statement. Imagine the glass is full. That's what the passage says. The question statement tells you that the glass is filled with sparkling water, that the glass is filled with soda water, for example. The passage says that the glass is full. The question statement tells that the glass is filled with soda, the glass is filled with salt water, whatever. Then, in that case, it is not given. Now, it is true that the glass is full, but the passage does not indicate what it is filled with. This piece of information is not there in the passage. You can't assume that, oh, it's filled with something and hence it's true. No, the entire text should be there as it is in the passage. It's not there. We don't know. We just know that the glass is full. And when you hear this question saying that the glass is filled with soda, you don't know what kind of liquid is present in the glass, right? Okay, so that's when it is not given. Is that clear to you? Now, please don't complicate your thoughts. Just keep it very simple. Glass is empty. Glass is filled with some percentage, that will obviously be false, right? Because it's not empty. The bottom line is that it is not empty here. In the case of false, it is not empty. So it's false. But when you hear that the passage says glass is full and the question says glass is filled with soda, it's incorrect. You don't know whether it's present or not. That's when it is not given. So now are you clear with this concept? And this is a condition that you need to apply to any passage that you read. Okay? Yeah, is that clear to you? All of you are clear? Good, Johnsy, Gurpal, Rajni, Sandeep. Mini, I hope I answered your question now. Rajkumar, Abhishai. Okay, right. Chinmay, Ahmad. Okay, right. Wonderful. Okay, so it looks simple with a glass is full or empty. It does not, it is not very straightforward. In your exam, or the passages that you receive are not this straightforward, unfortunately. But the good news is that you can, give right answers just by keeping your thoughts simple. And remember, true false not given is not about your thinking at all. So in no way it is related to how you think analytically. It is just related to how you read and compare text. So if you're someone who can improve that, maybe improve your reading skill, maybe improve the way you compare text, your problem is solved. And most importantly, apply this rule correctly. Okay, these rules have to be applied correctly. Let's do just one more example before I shift to today's quiz, right? Another very simple example here that talks about Bangalore, a city having the double population of New Zealand, has controlled COVID in a better way. Bangalore, a city having double the population of New Zealand, has controlled COVID 19 in a better way. Right? Now, that's the passage. So, any information that's taken from here and given as a question will become true, right? So, Bangalore's population is twice that of NZ. So, this information is just rephrased and given to you as a question. So, that makes it true. There is no complication here. Okay, right? Now, the next false, when would it be false? COVID 19 is more serious in Bangalore than in New Zealand. Now, this question statement tells us Bangalore has controlled COVID 19 in a better way. This is what the question statement tells you. Bangalore has controlled COVID 19 in a better way in comparison to New Zealand. That's what the question says. Sorry, the passage says. The question here tells you COVID 19 is more serious in Bangalore, which is exactly the opposite of what the passage is telling you. So there is paraphrasing here as well, but it's just that it is done slightly differently. The wordings are different, but it still talks about how serious COVID 19 is, right? So this information is there, but it is incorrect. That's when it is false. When is it exactly not given? So it's not given when this COVID 19's vaccine has not been found in either of the countries. Now, how do you know whether a vaccine has been found or no just by looking at this statement? You don't have to make these assumptions, you don't have to make these conclusions out of your passage. So, exactly. So, whenever you have this information that looks additional, that looks something that's not there directly in the form of words in your passage, that's when it's a not given. Okay, correct. So the keyword here is vaccine. Exactly, there is no mention about vaccine. So if the statement was any different, Bangalore has developed COVID-19 vaccine would still be not given. You don't know whether Bangalore has developed a vaccine or no. We don't know that. So this is how you analyze text and get to your answer. So is the concept now even clearer to all of you here? Yeah. Okay, great. Banita, who is watching us on YouTube, Glad you are able to understand this, and everybody else on YouTube and on Zoom, glad that you are able to understand. Okay, good. Satya, Lokesh, Bhupinder, Maya, Gurpal, Durgi, Rajni, Johnsy, Ahmed. Okay, glad that you are able to understand this much better than what you had in the quiz. Okay, wonderful. Neha, Subina, Chinmay, Siddharth, Farah. Okay, wonderful. Saravjot. Okay, great. So let's get to the quiz now. Let's understand uh, the answers of the quiz. Okay, right? So I'm going to discuss the passage one by one. I'm zooming in slightly so that the audience on YouTube and on Zoom is able to understand this clearly. You had 10 questions. Okay. Now, the point here is you will never have a passage that this short. You will always have a passage that's lengthy, that has about 4 to 5 paragraphs or even more, right? Okay, Beulah, you are an advanced member. With all due respect, you have a bigger version of this quiz on the app. Please just practice that. Okay, right. Anyway, so coming back to the quiz here, we will do each question and I will discuss why the answer is true. Okay, I'll also help you identifying the keywords. Right? So please pay extra attention to the questions that you went wrong in. It might help you understand the concept even better. Okay, so the passage said, while most of us continue to work from home, some are toggling between office and home, and many are at the front lines. Most of us are doing our best to work hard and smart and be as productive as we can. Okay, so the passage has a comparison made. Some of them are working from home, some of them are shifting between office and home. And the passage also tells you that most of these people, or most of us who are doing our best to work hard and smart and be as productive as you can. Right now, the question statement tells you a few people are having to travel to office for work. So, what does this question statement mean? A few people, some people are having to travel to office for work. Now, look at the question passage here. While most of us continue to work from home, as in, a lot of them are working from home. Some of them are toggling between office and home, as in, some of them are still visiting office. And this portion here, some are toggling between office and home. This portion here is exactly what is the question statement. A few people are having to travel to office for work. A few is equivalent to saying some. Having to travel, toggling between, going back and forth between, toggling, shifting back and forth between office and home. So the statement there is true. Is this question clear to all of you? Yeah, great. Shiza, yes. Bhupinder, Sandeep, Rajkumar, Neha, nice. Okay, okay, good. All right, all right. Right. Moving on. The next one. This was straightforward. The next question here. The most important type of self kindness is to recharge one's body and mind on a regular basis so that we are not constantly struggling to get through the day. Okay. This requires you to eat and sleep well, take an hour off every afternoon for a good lunch break, dwelling on the pleasures of eating a nice meal. Okay, so the passage says that it is important to be kind to yourself and recharge your mind and body. And this can be possible if you eat and sleep well and take a good 1 hour break for lunch. Okay, the question tells you getting proper sleep and eating appropriately, getting proper sleep and eating appropriately helps in spending the day better. Get through the day. That means spending the day, right? Getting proper sleep and eating appropriately. Look at this. This requires you. What requires you? What is this here? Okay, I'm just highlighting the portion. That is the question. To get through the day, Okay, self kindness is important for you to spend the day better. This requires you, as in spending the day better or getting through the day, requires you to eat and sleep well. Okay, so that's why the answer is true. Again, it is just paraphrased, it has combined two different sentences and put in one. Is that clear now to all of you as to why the answer is true? Yeah, okay, good. Josna, nice, good. So you have to read the full paragraph to get a full picture. Okay, good, good. Okay, next question here. Question 3 on 10. Okay. Given the constraints of this pandemic, try to focus on a passion that you can indulge in within the four walls of your home. Try to have something that you can have as a hobby within the four walls of your home. If you're keen on nature and gardening, nurture a small balcony garden in your home. If you love painting, there is no better time than now to dabble around. Dabble around is to, brush, use the brush. Dabble is to do that. Okay, exactly this movement that I'm doing around with your canvases and paint brushes. If you enjoy baking or experimenting with new foods, why not start right away? If you enjoy writing, take a few minutes to write a personal diary each day. So every sentence here focuses on improving your, I mean, enhancing your hobbies and giving importance to your hobbies, right? And also, it says that you should do this in the four walls of your home. The question statement tells you the pandemic does not allow pursuing creative outdoor activities. It is true because, given the constraints of this pandemic, try to focus on a passion that you can indulge within the four walls of your home. So, it indirectly means that you can't step out to pursue these creative outdoor activities. That is why the answer is true. So you have to get the meaning exactly, and you can't be, especially with this question, you can't be matching your keywords and trying to find out an answer. Is this clear now? Again, the third question is clear to all of you. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. That's nice. Sandeep, Durgi, good. Okay. Okay. I might be asking you this question as in if you're clear or no, just to make sure that the next question is also understandable, or I may might change the way I explain. That's why I ask you this. I hope the ones who are not responding are also clear with the explanation. Okay. Okay, you want me to move on? Right. The next question is this. People are going through various unusual events and situations in their lives right now. Transactional Zoom calls. What is transactional here? Anything that's like a give and take, right? You're just doing a Zoom call because you have to do it and the other person wants it. That's all. Transactional Zoom call, for all their technological brilliance and attractive backdrops, are unlikely to tell us what exactly is happening in our colleagues' lives. Now, imagine you are talking to your colleague on a Zoom call. You were talking to your colleague only related to work, maybe, and very briefly do you talk about things that are personal. And this, the Zoom call here, or whatever technological brilliance they have, as in, amazing video quality, or you changing your backdrops and all of that, might not really help you understand what's going on in your colleagues' lives. As in, you can't have that personal connect now. Okay. Technology cannot tell us what kind of a mental state a person is in. Now, why is this not given and why is this true? This statement is exactly rephrased from this. Okay, whereas this statement, you are not talking about mental state anywhere. There is no question on mental state or what kind of a mental problem this person is facing. You don't know that, and it is not true for all people. We don't know whether it is true for every personal interaction out there. For example, you and I talk, I may be able to understand what mental state you are in. The passage tells us that you don't understand the mental state of your colleague, and that does not translate to you telling that you can't understand anybody's mental state, right? So you don't know that exactly. So mental state here for any person out there, you don't know that. Now, can you apply this to all people you talk to Zoom? No. So that's why it is not given. Okay, so probably technology cannot tell us what mental state your colleague is in would become true, but a mental state any person is in, you don't know that. So that's why it's not given. Is that clear to all of you now as to why this is not given and the other one was true? Yeah, okay, wonderful. Okay, good. That's good. Chinmay, the keyword here is a person is in. Probably that's the keyword. Mental state, what's happening in our colleagues' lives, you might consider that equivalent to saying mental state, but a person, you can't apply that to every person, right? That's what it is. Chinmay, Shiza, Spina, good. Abhishek, Romesa, Barshana, nice. Okay, that's with question number 4. Now with question number 5. We are halfway through. Good job, everyone, in understanding this. It is commonly understood that the dinosaurs disappeared with a bang. Disappeared with a bang. Suddenly, all of a sudden, they disappeared, wiped out by a great meteorite impact on the Earth 66 million years ago. So, because of a meteorite hitting the Earth's surface, it is understood that dinosaurs disappeared or became extinct. Okay, the word here is extinct. Okay. The extension of dinosaurs occurred gradually over a period of few years. Now, it is exactly opposite of what the passage tells us. The passage tells you that the extinction happened all of a sudden with a bang. Here, the extinction happened over a few years, as in gradually. It is exactly the opposite. That's the key word. With a bang, gradually, false. The information is incorrect in this case. Okay, all right. So, all of you understood this as to why this is false. Sandeep, Barshana, and the others, also our YouTube audience. I hope you are also clear. Jomsi is clear. Good. Neha. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Moving on to the 6th question here. That said, the point of explosion of dinosaurs, explosion, as in, again, exactly what is a continuation of this. The point of explosion of dinosaurs matches the end of the Carnian pluvial episode, a time when climates shifted, okay, from dry to humid, back to dry again. Okay, so when dinosaurs became extinct, or when this meteorite exploded, at that time climates shuttled between dry and humid and then back to dry. It was long suspected that this event had caused upheavals among life on land and in sea, but the details were not clear. What is an upheaval? Removal. Okay, that's what it is. It was long suspected that this event had caused upheavals among life on land and in sea, but the details were not clear. Then in 2015, dating of rock sections and measurement of oxygen and carbon values showed just what had happened. So the details were not clear as to when the life on land and sea was affected. But in 2015, dating, as in trying to understand the rocks that were fossils and trying to measure oxygen levels and carbon levels from those rocks, and made us gave us this clear picture of exactly what had happened at that time. Okay, okay. The weather during the carnival pluvial episode was fluctuating on a daily basis. And what do you think the answer is? Okay, look at this phrase and look at this phrase. They don't mean the same. It does mean that they were fluctuating regularly, but does it mean that they were fluctuating every day? We don't know. A time when climates shuttled, definitely shuttled back and forth between dry and humid, but we don't know this as to whether they fluctuated on a daily basis. So, did you now understand why this is not given? Yes. Yeah. Correct. So if it was, maybe the passage had this phrase, yes, maybe it would have been true. If the passage said the climate was shifting, is also true, but shifting daily, we don't know that. It's just the glass of soda water example that I gave you at the beginning of the class. So it was, glass was full, but full with what? We don't know. It was fluctuating, but fluctuating how frequently, we don't know that. Yeah, okay, great. Everybody else is also clear. Shuttled, switching, shifting, Bhupinder. Okay, going back and coming to a certain place. So, shuttling between office and home, as in you're going to office, coming home, and then again going back to office. That's what it means. Okay, right, wonderful. And I hope all the others are clear. Some of you who scored well, I mean, some of you who had these questions right, will not have the doubt. But I just hope that you guys are able to follow the explanation here, right? Okay, then moving forward to the seventh one. Some employers are giving their zoomed out, as in people who use Zoom. I mean, this is just a fun phrase. It is not, a regular phrase that you would use in English. Their zoomed out workers a break. From tech startups to sprawling hospitals, businesses sprawling, okay, spreading over a large area. From tech startups to sprawling hospitals, businesses say they're trying to dial back time employees spend in remote meetings after realizing that hours spent on video calls every day have taken a toll. As in, dial back time, as in reduce the time. It's a great phrase. Reduce time that employees spent in remote meetings, because it takes a toll when you sit in a meeting continuously. Still, some employees have a hard time breaking the Zoom habit, as in they're so used to doing Zoom calls that it's getting difficult to them for them to break this habit, even with their bosses telling to stop. Now, this is a weird employee, right? So, taking a toll is affecting you badly, affecting you health wise. Still, some employees have a hard time breaking the Zoom habit, even with their bosses telling them to stop. Okay, so that's what the sentence here says. Now, the question tells you video meetings have adversely affected people working in various businesses. This is true, right? It's exactly true. These sentences say that it has affected people, taken a toll on people's health, right? And also various businesses, technology startups, hospitals, every business out there has issue. I mean, people working on Zoom have this issue of spoiling their health, right? So that makes it true. Is this clear? Seventh one is clear to you guys? Yeah, right. Good. Very well done. Sandeep. Okay. Good. Ahmed, Bhupinder, Siddharth, Chinmay, Visakha. Okay. Wonderful. That's great. Okay. Abundant. That's what sprawling means. Yeah. Okay, next question here, passage 8. Facebook is joining hands with one of the most popular eyewear brands in the world and even in India. The social media company is pairing with Ray-Ban in order to develop new smart glasses. The new smart glasses are being built to help users connect with near and dear ones. Okay, that's the passage. Very simple. Question: Facebook does not have the capability to manufacture smart glasses. Now, because it's partnering with Ray-Ban, does not indicate, or we don't know this, that Facebook cannot manufacture smart glasses on their own. Exactly. Ray-Ban may be manufacturing it. Facebook is partnering with Ray-Ban does not mean that Facebook cannot make them on their own. It's clearly not given. Now, in such sentences, when you can't, compare words, try to do this with another example. Try to do this with something that's associated with you. Imagine your company working or partnering with some other company. Does it indicate that your company cannot do this on their own? No, you're just partnering because it's a better business opportunity. That's what this means. So apply this to some real world example, something that's associated with you. It'll help you get to the answer faster. Okay, but the challenge is to read fast. The challenge is to arrive at your answers faster, more than getting them right. Okay, okay, wonderful. The ninth one now, so same passage that we used above. Facebook might release details of the packaging on their website. We have the same. We have the same passage. No clear explanation as to what they're releasing, what packaging this is. It is not given. Facebook might release details of packaging on their website. No, we don't know that. Okay, so Facebook is joining hands, yes, and the new smart glasses are being built to connect different people, yes, but that does not indicate, or we don't know that whether Facebook is releasing the details of packaging on their website. Okay, great. All right. So this the last question for here. In a pandemic, every person who walks through the door of your house poses a health risk to the people inside and vice versa. That is why homeowners who employ domestic staff need to implement, enforce, and follow procedures to keep everyone safe. Recognize that staffers have their own issues and, in some cases, economic hardships. So, I mean, it indirectly tells that your house help may have issues like economic hardships, financial difficulties. Okay, being flexible with schedules and compensating staff for the extra effort will help their household run smoothly for the duration of the pandemic. Okay, right. Next, the question tells us the house owner can pose a threat to the health of the visitors during a pandemic. Vice versa exactly indicates that. Okay, so someone who is visiting your house is at risk. Yes, that's what vice versa indicate, and is posing a risk for you as well. You are giving the risk to that person and vice versa. That's what it means. It is true. And I hope you guys got this question right. It does look as if the answer is false, but it is actually true. Did you guys get this? Yeah, all the others, I mean, who are not responding, I hope you got the answer. House owner. Here you go. Homeowners. Health to the people inside is a homeowner, right? Don't overthink, guys. You guys are overthinking. Okay, just keep it simple, right? So you are a homeowner when someone is visiting you. You are the homeowner. You may not have legal possession of that house, but you're still living in that house makes you a homeowner. Okay, right? Don't overthink. Yes, vice versa is the key here. Okay, great. So glad that the explanation helped you. And most importantly, what you should develop here is your reading skill. Okay, so all that matters, as I said in the beginning of the class, is how well you read and understand. and also how well you compare text. So make sure you get your meanings right and don't compare keywords very quickly. Don't be in a hurry to get to your answer. For the same reason why improving reading speed can help you in your reading test, right? Okay, so that was about today's class. Now I'm about to release the bonuses that I promised in the beginning of the class. And this is for anybody who is right now here watching this live, okay? Not for anybody who's watching it probably as a recording later. But since you were there in this class throughout the entire time, and since you have taken the effort to participate in the quiz as well, all our evaluation services, the three services that you see, you can enroll in any of the services that you want to, will be available at a 20% discount only for the next 10 minutes. Okay, but I will quickly take some time in explaining to you how these work, and then maybe you can decide on which course you want to choose, right? So the ES Basic is for anybody who wants to finish off their evaluations, has the exam coming up soon, right? Probably in 10 days or maybe lesser than that. You are eligible for two evaluations that can be either for writing or for speaking. You also get access to the content on app, which includes a lot of question banks like these on true false not given, on matching headings, video lessons on all the sections including grammar and vocabulary, right? So you can check this out on the app and you can check the course structure if you're someone who is very keen to enroll. So that's about ES Basic, and you get access to me for asking doubts on your evaluations. Now, ES Standard is a slightly advanced program. You have live classes as a part of this, but you're not charged for it. You are mostly only charged for the evaluations that you get, right? But if you're someone who wants live classes as well, you can attend them. The duration of the live classes is 5 weeks, okay? And you get doubt support for all the 5 weeks here, and you are eligible for getting access to 10 full length mock tests on listening and reading, along with 10 evaluations on writing and speaking combined, okay? So the live classes happen between Sunday and Wednesday, 7:30 to 9 p.m., right? So that's how it is. The advanced course is probably the most superior of all. You have live classes worth 100 days, as in you can attend the program for 100 days. You get evaluations, 30 full evaluations on writing and speaking, 10 full mock tests on listening and reading, and apart from that, live classes worth of 80 hours. The app content remains the same for all the three courses. The only difference between basic and the standard and advanced is that in these two courses, you also get the live class recordings. In this course, you don't get that because you don't have access to live classes. So otherwise, the difference here among the three is the number of evaluations and the live classes. And if you are willing to enroll in the next 10 minutes, you'll probably get a discount of 20%. Okay, and that will come to 1,000 rupees for the ES Basic. That will come to 3,000 for the standard course and 5,000 for the advanced courses. So if you're someone who is wanting to enroll right away, can pay through these links. I'm sending you these links. If you express interest on the chat box here, I will give you the link directly. And this discount is valid for the next 10 minutes. I will give you 10 minutes to make that decision. So until 10:07 maybe, or yeah, 9:57, sorry, not 10:07, 9:57, I will give you time to enroll at this discounted price. Okay, but if you can't make that decision today and want a day's time or want to have a discussion, you can still enroll, but you will be eligible only for a 10% discount when you ask us questions here, when you reach out to us here on WhatsApp. Okay, so when you reach out to the link that I give you, you will be eligible for a 10% discount for the next one day. Okay, the counselor will open the price for you at 10%. But if you enroll right now, you are eligible for a 20%. Okay, so that's how it is. But if you can't make a decision on which course to enroll, simply just click on the link that I sent. But if you have decided this, you can just let me know me and I will give you the link here to make the payment. Okay. So once you have made the payment, you are given access from on the app immediately, and after that you can immediately get started with your coaching. So that's how it works. Okay. Right. So anybody who's on YouTube watching us as well, you can reach out to us on the link that I'm about to send you on the chat box if you want a 10% discount. If you are someone who is wanting to enroll right now, can reach out, can just give me a me on the chat box here. Okay, right. I'm just sharing my screen showing you the three programs that we have so that you take a better decision. Now, the writing and speaking evaluations happen over email. So, you email your answers to us and we evaluate them and send it back to you. That's how it is. That's how they go on. Okay. And the live classes happen exactly like this, probably a little more engaging, a little more, probably I'll probably be following up with you even more if you didn't understand a concept. The live classes are a little more intensive, so they are all concept packed. So we cover only concepts in the live classes and give you practice after the live class. That's how they go. And then, of course, the evaluations will help you get a detailed idea, right? So if there is someone, yes, thank you for showing interest. You can, I'm sending you the link directly here. So you can enroll with the link that I'm sending to you right now. Okay, there are three separate links for the three programs. If you're someone who can't make the decision, wishes to get a 10% discount tomorrow, you can click on the WhatsApp link that I sent. This WhatsApp link will redirect you to my WhatsApp, and you can avail the discount of 10% with the help of the counselor. Right. Okay. All right. Okay, so you have 7 minutes to decide whether you want to enroll or no.